Hey guys, Silver Brumby Stables here, and today is my first YouTube video, and I'm going to be doing a tour of my Schleich horse barn. So I hope you enjoy, and let's get started. So the first thing that you see here is actually a bit bare, but I am in the process of making another small stable at the moment to fit in that spot right there, which is kind of empty, so that will be going there quite soon. But over here in this little pen is our Falabella pen, and I'll just move out the gate out of the way. And in here we've got little Ginger, who I got recently, who is our little Falabella mare. And this is Dr. Chris Wood, who is just kind of checking up on her. And Ginger is pretty much just used for like, Ginger fell over. Ginger's pretty much used for like training younger kids on how to put on a bridle and how to take care of a horse, stuff like that. And you know, that way when they do get to actually owning a horse, if they do one day, they're not going to be kind of scared of having like a big horse, so they looked after a small horse beforehand. So Ginger has just got a little kind of bale of hay here, and she's got a bit of a water trough down the back there. So that's Ginger's little paddock. And now we'll move on to the big show horse stable. So this is our big show horse stable, and we keep all the stables show horses in here, and shows range from show jumping, dressage, and western, I believe. So yeah, let's begin. So down here we have Artax, and his show name is Prince, and he does dressage. Over here you normally see Diablo, but he's out in a lesson, so I'll give you his background when we go see him. In here, let's go on top instead. In here, if I move him out, there we go, there's Spirit, and his show name is Son of the Cimarron, and he is actually a Brumby. And he does, what does he do? He does Western riding, and all the horses in here are owned by the stable, except for Diablo, who is owned by Kate, which we'll talk more about later. And last one down here is Patch, who also does Western riding, and his show name is Texas Gunshot. And that's all for the first row. Over here we've got Comanche, who is our Mustang, who was rolling around in the straw, and he is show jumping, and his show name is Black Arrow. Over here we have Flicker, our Frisian mare, who also, I believe, does show jumping. So Flicker does show jumping, and her show name is Mystic. And you'll see on Comanche's and Darcy, who I'll talk about later, they have "Please do not feed the horses." This horse, because Comanche can be really sweet, but he can get a real temper when he's hungry. And Darcy has the most horrid temper, but he is fantastic in dressage. So here is Darcy, our Friesian stallion, and he has the most crankiest temper ever. I'll just try and get this door open so you can see him better. So yeah, he is really pretty, his mane, so beautiful, but he has like the worst temper. And I actually named him Darcy after the character from Pride and Prejudice, Mr. Darcy. And his show name is Eclipse, and like I said, he does dressage. And then over here we have kind of a bits and bobs room, but kind of mainly a tack room at the moment. So over here you'll see that we've got the racks for the saddles and bridles over here. And then we've got that chest over there, just some cleaning tools. There's a dog bowl, there's a bridle on top of the, not a bridle, a lead rope on top of the horse feed box, or tin I should say. But yeah, this is just kind of a bits and bobs at the moment. Hopefully I will be turning it into either just the tack room or just the feed room. But right now it's kind of both. So yeah, by the way, anything that you see in the barn tour that you want to know how to make, just leave a comment below and let me know, and I'll be happy to make a video on it. So that is the show horse stable. So now I'll take you on to the arena. So outside the arena we have Stephanie leading Penny, our Shetland pony, and her foal fawn. I'm not quite sure where she's leading. I think she may have got out of the paddock. Penny does, Penny is a bit of a stubborn horse. You can see the way that she's pulling on the lead rope there. But she's a bit of a mischievous pony, so she likes to try and get out. So yeah, she's just leading them outside, and that's just outside the arena. So this is the arena. It's it's actually the roof off of the barn here. This roof on top of here, I don't know if you probably already noticed, but this barn doesn't have a roof, I should say. It used to, but the last 3 stalls over there would get really dark and like spiders would come in there, and I didn't want that happening. So I decided to take off the whole roof because it allows me to get my hands in there easier. And it allows light to come in a lot more better as well, and light up the whole place. So the roof reminded me of a sand flooring, like as it is in arenas. So I took it off and folded it in half, and I got myself the arena here. So yeah, and this is all lined by fences. These ones here I got from the toy shop, and these other ones here, which kind of look a bit tacky, I've made. So yeah. So in the arena we have Diablo, and he looks like he's doing a bit of weaving with some cones. And his owner is Kate, which he's giving a ride at the moment. And Diablo does, he does show jumping. So Diablo's a show jumper, but I do believe that Kate is trying to get him into doing some western riding. And his show name is Storm Devil. And then over here we have Diane, our instructor, and she's just giving Kate and Diablo a private lesson at the moment. So now we'll move on to the school horse stable. So you can see here that there's a sign that says please do not feed the horses, because all of our horses are on a special diet besides the ones that are owned by students here. So what I've done here is I've just made this actually out of an old, well, not an old shoebox. It was a recent shoebox that I got my school shoes out of. And when I actually started making it, I thought, oh, it's gonna look so like tacky and gross, but it actually turned out quite nice. The green is like quite a natural looking barn green. So there was a hair there. So that's what I used it for. And not only is there a roof, but you can actually open it up so I can I'm able to use my hands when I'm using the horses. So in here, we'll start from here. This is Sapphire, our Clydesdale mare, and she is a school horse. All the horses in here, I should say, are school horses. And then next to her is Rain, our Pinto mare. And then normally, the reason that we don't have any labels for these stalls is just in case we get new school horses to swap over to swap over the retired school horses, I should say. So that's why there aren't any labels. And then the last one on the left here is my Tinker Stallion Pablo, which I absolutely adore. He is the most gorgeous stallion, and he is really good tempered, just like all the school horses here are really good tempered. So yeah, that is the school horse stables, and I'm either going to be making another school horse stable or a mare and foal stalls, so we'll see how that goes. But those are the school horses that are in there at the moment. So now we'll go on to the paddock. So in front of the large paddock we have the stables red ute and the horse box, and this is the new model, I believe, for 2014, which I got for my birthday. So over here we've got Max, our mechanic, and our driver driving the red ute, and our ute has got our logo on top of the hood here, and it's not really an advantage, but I think it's pretty cool that you're able to open up the front here, so it allows for there to be you can fix up the car and stuff like that, and also the back does unfold there. So yeah, Max pretty much picks up any new feed that we need, any new horses, drives horses to shows. He's just pretty much our driver, and he does fix up stuff around the barn. So that's Max's job. And then Max is he's driving a new horse that we just got a week ago, early last week, and it is our first 2015 model for the year, and I'm very happy that I got her. And she is the Tinker mare, and she is absolutely gorgeous. I think she's like my new favourite mare model, both for the paint job and for the way the model was made. So I'll just take the blanket off her so you can see her coat a lot better. And this is Rose, and I actually named her Rose after the David Tennant 10th Doctor companion in Doctor Who. Yeah, I know it sounds kind of stupid, but not only that, but she does remind me of Rose, of a rose, not Rose in general. So yeah, Rose is now on top of the horse box. Anyway, so she is the new model for the Tinker mare, which I absolutely love. I highly recommend that if you are thinking about getting her, then you get her, now, because she's just beautiful. So yeah, and I didn't particularly like the old Tinker mare. So when I saw her, I was like, oh my gosh, she's beautiful, I have to get her. So that's why I got her for. And I'm not saying that the old model is like bad quality or anything, but I just find that it's not as bulky, and the colours aren't as dark as they are with her, which is quite nice. So that is our new 2015 first model of the year, Rose, our Tinker mare. Kind of just get a bit of a mini review there, but get her because she is amazing. And not if I mentioned it already, but she is a new school horse. So now if we come over here, sorry about the bump. If we come over here, this is Hector, and I can't pronounce this breed of horse. I don't know why. I think it's Arkultiki or Arkul. I can't pronounce it. But this is Hector, and he's one of our school horses. And he's really lovely tempered, does what he's told and stuff like that. So yeah, and he's very pretty. He actually fits the pony riding set if you're interested in if that fits him or not. But just because he's a bit of a skinny horse. But yeah, and he's just when I first bought him, I was really unsure if I had spent my money on the right thing. But now that I, have him after a couple, I think it was a year now, I'm like in love with him. He's like so detailed, like you can like see the veins on his legs, and the shading is just magnificent. He's just so beautiful. So yeah, and this is Lisa riding Hector, and now Hector isn't Lisa's horse, she's just giving Hector a bit of an exercise. But yeah, that's Lisa. And then over here we've got our two school ponies. Now I'm actually planning on replacing these two school ponies with 4 whole new ones, just because they're getting some of the tack I've just tried on isn't fitting them much anymore. So yeah, but otherwise they're really sweet. So this here, the Palomino, is Belle Belle, and she's really like she's just so sweet. Does what she's told and things like that. And then we have Storm over here, who hasn't got a bad temper, but he does get very excited quite easily. So yeah, he's a bit more for our advanced pony riders. But normally ponies are for the new riders that come to the school. So yeah, and as you can see in here, this stall is unfinished, so I'm going to have to put one more stall divider in there. But otherwise they've got straw and they've got enough room to kind of go back and forth there, so that's good. And now we move on to our huge paddock. So we'll start with the stallion paddock. So over here we've got Joey, our Arabian stallion. Now I'm not sure if they still have him for sale in shops, or if they have made a new Arabian stallion. But Joey was actually one of my first, was my first stallion ever. So me and him have gone through a lot, and Flicker was actually my first mare. So yes, so Joey is a retired show jumper, and his show name is Yarraman Strength, and his that's his show name because it's from the Silver Brumby books. So a lot of my horses are actually named after characters from books, movies, saddle clubs, stuff like that. So if you're wondering where I've got these names from, there's some of them. So that's Joey, and I also named him Joey. The reason I named him Joey was from the movie War Horse, which I highly recommend you watch because it is both adorable and sad and happy, and you just need to watch it. So over here we've got Clyde, our Clydesdale. I know, very creative name. Backstory behind Clyde. This is actually my second model of him, because my first model of him was actually called Chester or Asterix. I think it was Asterix. But I had to get it replaced because his ear actually came off. Not him, not this one, the different model, but his ear actually had come off, so that's why I got a replacement for him. So I'm very happy that he's back, and yes, his name is Clyde because of Clydesdale. He's our gelding, and he actually is a show horse, so he's been shown for his looks, not for like agility or actually active showing. And then the last one in the last two stallions in our stallion paddock are Sky, who is our school horse here, and Blizzard, who is Blizzard. He is our Lipizzaner. Now he is also a retired show horse, and he used to do dressage, but he does, if we have a small competition in our stables, then beginner dressage riders will ride him. And then Sky is just a school horse, well tempered, but just like Storm in our pony stalls, he can get quite excited real easy. So these are our stallions. Now we'll move on to the mares. Okay guys, so I kind of got to speed up the video real quick. So this is our mare and foal paddock. So over here is our Camarage mare Destiny, who is owned by Lisa, who's riding Hector over there. And she is a school horse and boards here at Silver Brumby Stables. And then over here is our mare Dakota, our Appaloosa mare Dakota, who is pregnant at the moment with a foal, and the foal will be born around Mayish. So in Australia that's autumn. So we're going to have an autumn baby, which will be very exciting. And then over here we have Tonto, our Tinker foal, who's just in the paddock while waiting for Rose to come in. And then over here we have Dusk and Shadowfax, our Lipizzaner mare and foal. So Shadowfax will actually be moving over to the yearling paddock quite soon, and so will Tonto. So yeah, that's the mare and foal paddock. So now we'll go over to the yearling paddock over there. Okay, so this is our yearling paddock, and we have quite a few yearlings actually. So some of them when they were bought were yearlings, and others have just kind of grown up and are now yearlings now. So the two yearlings that you see in front of you are Starlight and Lightning. Lightning is our Hanoverian retired foal, or yearling, and Starlight is our is Hector's daughter, pretty much, because I can't pronounce the breed's name. So that's Starlight and Lightning. They're kind of our little lovebirds, so that's kind of cute. And then over here we've got Hercules, our Clydesdale yearling, and he's kind of a bit of a tough boy. He can be, if you get on his bad side, he can be kind of a bully, but he's, when he needs to be, he can, kind of be like there for you. So he's a bit of a cliquey yearling, but he's actually, the model design of him was actually quite good. So yeah, I've always been a fan of big, like kind of stocky horses like the Tinkers and the Clydesdales, just because they're like so cute and big, and they're just like big bears that want to cuddle. Anyway, so over here is Ebony, our Frisian yearling, who actually not much of a custom, but I did give her some socks and stockings, I guess. So she has some higher socks at the back and some little ones at the front. So yeah, I know that people do crazy customs which look amazing, but that's kind of like my first paint job for a horse. So yeah, and then over here, let me just move the horses out of the way quick. So over here in the blanket is Tambo, our Pinto yearling, and he's kind of like the leader of this little group going on here, and he's really nice, and I think he'll grow up to be kind of like Patchy's dad. And then lastly over here is Bell Bell's foal, Golden. Not much to say about Golden, but yeah, that is all the yearlings. So that's my stable tour. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and if you did, make sure to hit that like button. It's very much appreciated. And if you have any comments that you'd like to put down about my barn tour, anything that I can improve on, or if you want to see any tutorials of things that I've made in here. So yeah, any comments are very much appreciated, as long as they're nice, because I don't like mean comments, they're mean. Anyway, so yeah, make sure you leave a like, comment, and if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more Schleich videos, then make sure you subscribe, because I am new to YouTube, and yes, I know I'll probably have like 2 subscribers, but it makes my day knowing that there are 2 people out of the 7 billion people in the world that watch my videos. It makes me so happy to know that you actually enjoy this. And if you aren't enjoying anything, let me know, so that way I just stop immediately and do something else. But I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, seeing as this is my first YouTube video. So if you did like it one last time, make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you have enjoyed this first video, and if you're still kind of interested in what I have yet to come up, I have finished making a Schleich series that goes for about 6 episodes, and I'm making a new one, and I will also be making another Schleich short series, or maybe long series, of Spirit, Stallion and Cimarron, but in Schleich form. So that's all I have to say right now, guys. And any other information that I've forgotten will be in the description. So yeah, thank you for watching. Stay horse crazy, everybody, and I will see you next time. Bye!